But a lot of guys also are bad at taking hints to recognize where she's just being kind versus where she's being interested because you don't know. It's just a guess. I'm guessing based on this interaction that you're vibing with me. So my assumption is now let me ask for your number.
You see how my eyes move? They change all the way. They love to act like they don't know the difference between a polite hello and, oh man, I want to get to know you.
So what's the difference?
I don't know, but you can see it in my eyes, I feel like. Like, you know, all in well, I just said good morning to you.
It's an engaging look.
Yeah, like I didn't stare at you that long. Like if the look was just quick, hey, good morning, and then I kept on moving, then yeah, that's just me being kind.
But this.
Now, hold on, how you doing? Hey, good morning. How are you?
Laughing at all the dumb stuff. Laughing at even the silliest things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when. But you know, short, good morning. And, come on, that was too quick. You know, I didn't.
The end that a guy's trying to attach himself to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find my end. Because, like I said before, the attraction is emotional. So if you just said hello, like, oh man, she at least acknowledged me. Let me try to hop in. Because that's just that. I know people who have made up an infinite amount of reasons to start conversations. Mm-hmm. I have met people who have said, oh, what do you do? A girl, kid you not, she said, I model. What do you model? She said, well, I do modeling for our school. Man said, well, I'm going to have a model in a movie I'm going to make. And I want to pick your brain to figure out how I can write her accurately. Mm-hmm. Bullshit. Sorry.
He had to get it in.
That was his attempt to get in. But what ended up happening was he lied because you're trying to meet her for her. Mm-hmm. But she's taking what you just said. I'm trying to use you as a point of reference for a movie. Yeah. So she's going in there with a business mindset, and you're going in there with a dating mindset. Yeah. Because you're trying to trick your way in. Mm-hmm. It's not good. But it's not honorable.
Did it work?
No, it didn't work.
Sometimes it be working on.
But that's the problem because sometimes it does work. Sometimes it works because you have to finesse.
Just being honest. Oh, and then so the movie got canceled. Oh, that's fine.
That's after you actually like them, then.
Yeah, no, you better actually like them because if not, now you're being a stalker and you're harassing me.
Exactly.
You know, it's a thin line.
Because two guys can do the same exact thing.
You said us?
No, I said two guys can do the exact same thing, but have two different interpretations for a woman.
Yeah.
A really attractive guy coming here right now and flip that chair and say, "Damn, girl, you look fine." Mm-hmm. You can be like, "I'm married." No, but let's say you weren't married, right? Let's say you're single. Boom. Why did you do that? Huh? Some dude who looked like a back of a shoe pull up and do the same thing. You're calling the cops.
No, I am. It is a difference.
It's a difference.
You better know yourself.
You better know yourself.
Yeah.
As a guy, you have to know who you are in that spectrum.
I got it.
There's levels to it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. As a guy, you can get away with certain things vocally, depending on what you look like.
It's like the Alicia Keys situation where she got the man's number out of the bowl and she called him. And you can only do that if you're pretty.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But she said, hey, I'm the
waitress from coffee house in
coffee.
Lennox. You don't want the rates? Yeah.
Always get a little cream in yours. Now, let you be looking like nothing and you call that man, now people like, excuse me? Now I'm having to report you to your boss.
Yeah.
This is harassment.
This is harassment.
Call you look like Precious. Talking about how you doing. I saw you, girl. I saw you, my man. I swear, I was trying to holler at you. And all of a sudden, you're like, what the hell is this? Who the hell
sounded like a man.
And looking like one. You're like, no, you have to be nice and let it down easily. But you're right. You're right.
Yeah, it does depend. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and that's the thing. It's all a game. But the thing is, we play the game, but you don't even know the rules. Really know the rules.
How long don't you know the rules? Because I feel like it's only but for so long. You're at 40, you know the rules at 40.
Damn, you should know them.
Yeah, no, you know the rules by 40.
But then the rules have changed by that time. Because you understand, there's certain rules at 20 and certain rules at 30, certain rules at 40, because it changes because now you're in a different phase in life.
Expecting to have matured a little bit.
Exactly.
Knowing a little bit more.
Yes. And then now it's not just like you're pretty. You got, okay, that works. That works. Pretty always gets you in the door. But what keeps you in the door is substance.
Absolutely.
If you have no substance, then as a guy, that's an automatic turnoff because it's like, oh, I ain't gonna take her home to mama. Or I may take her home because she's pretty. But mom, she's nice and all that, but she ain't got nothing. She ain't deep at all. And you know, you'll hang around with her.
Mom but sitting there being polite.
Yeah, you gotta be polite.
Being polite.
You gotta be.
Mom is gonna tear her apart.
Well, you know, it don't matter because hey, mom, this is mine. Don't. Okay, you may not like her. You know, she give up the poo nanny. You gotta like her because I like her right now. Until the poo nanny ain't any good, I get.
Or you just don't say anything.
That's true.
You don't say anything. You invite her to the house. You say, "Hey, ma, this is the girl I'm dating," whatever. And only when you have a conversation after the fact where she says, "Oh, she seems like a nice girl," but I don't put no stock into her. Don't put no stock into her. Like, I'm just telling you, to be honest, like, we just vibe and she wants to meet y'all. It's whatever. Some people take it seriously. Some people are old-fashioned.
Yikes!
There are people in my circle who are that way. They just do.
Wow.
Whatever you want. You like, oh, you want to go and meet my folks? Cool.
Is that a thought of like we're moving to? Because I remember at some point when you met someone's parents, it was like you was moving to the next level.
Yes.
Right. And so you're saying this generation, we just meet them just for meeting's sake?
I think some people have different expectations from dating nowadays compared to probably when you guys were dating. I will say that people I know, some people are very old-fashioned. They want to find somebody who's with them, same faith, same walk, trying to achieve, don't mind building, whatever. I know some people who just trying to get to the top, however they get there. I know some people who have seen the top, but messed it up and are chasing it. But that means that they're throwing themselves at any and everybody who appears as though they're at the top.
Okay. Get yourself right back there real quick.
Ooh. It's a scalar.
Wow. Damn. That's a different flow. I mean, damn, how do we get here?
Change.
Change.
Yeah, change. Or your lack or willingness of changing. Right?
Yeah. A lot of people just, like we said at the beginning, a lot of people just, they know they have to change, but they won't be accountable for making the change. But they keep saying that one day I'm going to change, one day that light's going to go off or going to come on. So it may not never come on. You may just be drifting your entire life. And next thing you know, you're 60 years old, ain't got a chick, no child, no man, no nothing. Just you in your one bedroom and a cat. And you're like, well, how did I get here? Well,
also, you have to pay attention to the changes around you. Because life changes and passes you right by. In your 20s, maybe you had one friend who was married. And you said, I'm not doing that. He or she is wilding. By the time you was 25, about half of your friends were married, right? I'm not doing that. They're wilding. And by the time you get to a certain age and, you're just not in that circle anymore, you miss the change. Career, finances, spiritually, how you feel about yourself. Did you change and did you mature along the way?
Yeah, that's the thing. Because a lot of people fall into life, just getting up every day, going to work, and they kind of lose sense of self. Because they start to now put self-worth to money. Yeah. And I say, if you have to go back and say that money is what makes you worth something, that means you're worth less. Because we know from the pandemic and other situations, things could change quickly. You could be making $500,000 one day, get hit by a car, now you're in a coma. Yeah. Now you ain't making no money. So if money made people love you, now you got no money and you messed up. Now.
But if you made yourself, right? and you worked on your own mental health,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you worked on your family, and you worked on your relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
You worked on your career or whatever your skill set is,
Mm-hmm.
and you genuinely just worked on self for self's sake, for
Mm-hmm.
happiness sake, and money comes with that.
Yep.
It always flows,
Always. But people
right?
nowadays keep looking for the money and forget
Yeah,
that what we just talked about now,
yeah,
secondary.
yeah.
We get the money.
Uh-huh.
Because somehow they think if I get the money, everything else will happen.
Yeah.
No.
But you need a network in order to get to certain things and places and spaces, right? In order to
Yep.
have a very, very comfortable household,
Mm-hmm.
right? You technically need a network of family members around to support that household, right?
Yep. You
Because
do.
that's a ridiculous idea and concept that, you and your spouse are going to be able to just raise your children by yourself. That you don't need an auntie here, you don't need an uncle there, you don't need a grandparent here or there, you don't need a friend there, you don't need a teacher there, you
Mm-hmm.
don't need anybody else in the community to assist in raising your household,
You have to.
right? And that's kind of goes with everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In your life, you need it to be supported in order to get those checks in life, to make sure you're constantly on the right page, on the right path,
Mm-hmm.
and be willing to and able to receive that change and that growth as you encountering it. Because some of us are just stubborn and you miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you keep going through the same
Oh,
experiences.
jeez.
You're getting the same experiences and you're not learning anything from it. So you keep experiencing the same thing.
It's like Groundhog Day.
Mhm.
You just and you keep talking to the person like, damn, is it 2002? No, it's
Mhm.
2022.
Mhm.
And you're like, okay, yeah, they're older. I'm older. Why we still have the same conversation we had in
20
2000?
years.
20 years, we still having the same damn conversation. And you
Absolutely.
keep looking at me like, well, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
I said, remember I told you the past 20 years all the things that I think you're doing wrong, but
Mhm.
I'm not you.
Mhm.
I'm just an outside person looking at you.
Yes.
Only you know what is going wrong with
Yeah.
you. And if it's something that's deep, handle that.
Mhm.
Handle that, player. Go ahead and see somebody, talk to somebody.
But instead, you let it fester and it grew.
And then you start adding on other stuff. Then let's say along the way, well, maybe if I get married to any old body, that'll make me happy. Maybe if I have a couple of kids, that'll make me happy. What if I do this and maybe if I get a BBL, that'll make me happy. What if I?
Did you just say
Yes, I did. I get a BBL. Maybe my ass ain't that big. I'm gonna have to get a big ass. Maybe my breasts is a little saggy. Let me go and get them tightened up.
Do you think maybe it's just trying to help build your own confidence? Because I think a part of trying to chase success is being confident in who you are.
Very true. But and that's knowing who you are, and that's some people use that as I see it on TV. They're happy, so if I get that, I'll be happy. They didn't do the due diligence. Say, oh, you know what? That's them. I don't need no ass. I don't need no breasts. I may need to lose some weight. I may need to do that, and that's all about self motivation, self worth. But you shouldn't look at someone else and say, because they did it, that should make me happy.
I don't even think it's looking at somebody and saying that's what they did, but I think sometimes you look at somebody and say, that's what I needed. How many times have you looked at something, like you look at your car, right? And you say, man, there's something, I like this car. I got new Hyundai Sonata. It's pretty. It's got nice tires, nice paint. But something don't feel right. There could be something, and you can't figure it out. You can't figure it out. You keep beating your head against the wall. And then you see somebody else who drives a Hyundai Sonata, and they got tinted windows. Why be goddamn? That's what I wanted. That's it. It's the tinted windows I needed to do. It's very easy for anybody to see that and not think twice about it. Like, oh, you got tinted windows? Like, yeah, I saw somebody Sonata because I was thinking I wanted to change something. I didn't know what it was. It was the mirror. It was having tinted windows. You sit there and you look at yourself in the mirror every day and you say, dang, I just can't put my finger on it, but it's something I don't like. And then you see there's a BBL, there's a breast augmentation. Huh. I just think that sometimes you need to make adjustments to move forward, like you said. It's just sometimes that adjustment's physical, whether it's working out, whether it's building strength, whether it's having a nice behind, nice chest, nice face, smaller nose. Because sometimes those little insecurities build up. Having a little behind means that maybe this guy who was interested in you as a man, girl, if he had a bigger behind, sits in your back of your head. And you never really think about it. But then you're like, man, I'm not really hitting in the dating market right now. But all my friends who's hitting, they all got big behinds. Maybe that's my answer. Maybe that's my idea of change. Change can be as big or as small as I think is relative to the scenario that you're in. As something as dramatic as dating, where you're opening yourself up and in essence becoming vulnerable, you need to at least try to shore up any vulnerabilities that you can, so that at least when you're vulnerable, you're like, well, at least I got this stuff out the way that I knew I could handle. These other things come with time. Trauma from relationships, trauma from parents, trauma from family. Those things are not things that happen and get fixed overnight. As you know, those things that take time. And that's not something that you can just wait to be in a relationship to fix. It's something you're constantly working at if you're trying to get rid of it. But sometimes things have quick fixes. If I'm sitting here saying, man, my arms are weak, I just go to the gym, work on my biceps, work on my triceps. Man, my legs are weak, I go to the gym, I work. But that's not a short-term solution. It's something that's very easily identifiable as a very easily identifiable solution. It just requires some work. Okay, cool, I can go do that work. But sometimes there's not enough work in the world to go from no ass to fat ass. There's just none. There's no amount of work in the world to go from saggy titties to lifted titties. It's just something you need to get surgically fixed. So if you have that option and you have the resources to do so, that minor change that seems unnecessary for somebody on the outside can be the very thing that allows you to pick yourself up and push yourself forward to do the very things that you're discussing today of making other adjustments in your life. Sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the net to know you can make a shot.
Right.
And that's your shot. You getting a BBL is the shot that you needed to now say, well, if I can do that and I can deal with recovery, and now I got people looking at me now versus where they kind of ignored me before, that means now I'm interesting to people. Okay, now what other things can I do that I didn't think were possible before? You're now maybe in a different environment. Now maybe you're hanging out with different people.
But this, what you're referencing, is a very healthy exploration of self and changing of self. And that's what we expect, and that's what we want, right? The other part to that is when you get the surgery and it still doesn't satisfy, right? That's the change that becomes weird. Yeah, that's the weird one.
Yeah, because again, it's almost like if I'm gonna keep doing this to hopefully make me happy or make me get to a point. So it's almost like you don't have an end game. You're just doing little things, just saying, well, maybe this will make a change, or maybe this will do something different, maybe this. So you just kind of like throwing the term throwing shit against the wall, hopefully it stick. Is kind of what you're doing, because you really don't have really a sense of self. It's like you're saying, to make all those kind of decisions, you really have to sit down and say, okay, this is something I don't like. I know I can do this, this, and this, but I can also do this and eliminate the time associated with this. Okay, but you've done such a self-evaluation of yourself to say, I'm going to do this because it's going to get me to where I need to get to, to get to the next level. I don't want to go through the gym and all. I just want to go ahead and stick an ass on me and stick some new titties on me and keep it moving, or stick a whatever and keep it moving. That's a sense. That's self-awareness. That's what a lot of people aren't. They're not aware. They just know that they're not happy where they are and they want to be there.
Yeah.
So they're going to do because they see everybody else trying to get there and they want to be there.
Right.
So I mean, who would not want to? It's nice. It's summertime about to kick in. Who doesn't want to be out there banging? Who want out there looking your best?
Yeah, I want my boots sitting all the way out. Like that's. I mean, come on. Who doesn't?
That's
who doesn't? True. When it's bikini season,
There you go.
Let's keep it real.
And as a guy, you want to make sure that you tight. You at least relatively tight. You don't want to look like you had a beard belly and then trying to somebody to holler at you.
Right.
You at least want to look like, damn.
But at the same time, you can't like be the gym rat, forget about the family at home to get your change. Like, cause then you're out of whack, right?
Yep.
It's just out of whack.
Yep.
Breaking the finances in the house to afford the surgery, or doing strange things to afford the surgeries. You know, then it's just out of whack. Like, the change needs to be genuine, in knowing self. But yeah, it's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, and especially like if you're in the game and you're trying to get someone, it's all a game. It's all. Once you understand, it's all the beginning part of the game, and then after that, it's like, okay, what are we doing? Now, once you get past the whole niceties, who are you?
Yeah.
What makes you tick?
Yeah.
Again, a lot of women, beautiful. You start talking to them, oh man, they ain't got nothing going on. And you ever notice a lot of pretty women ain't got nobody?
No, I haven't noticed that.
If you look at a lot of pretty women, because the assumption is if you're a guy, oh, she gotta have somebody, so she's not gonna really approach you like that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So again, she's probably thinking like, damn, well, anybody hollering at me? Well, we're gonna assume that you got somebody. You pretty. Why wouldn't you not have somebody? But that could not be the truth.
Okay.
And next you know, she's like, damn, she ain't got nobody. You're like, damn, she ain't not with nobody. And she's just like, what's wrong with me? So it could be that thing too, because again, that throws you off. Because you look at a chick that's not so pretty, you know, you're gonna holler at her. You know, she may have a nice
shoot your shot.
you know, shoot your shot. Because you know she. And again, pretty is relative.
Oh yes.
Everyone is beautiful in their own right. Everyone deserves to be. Again, I go back to everybody wants to be loved, needs to be loved.
Yes.
So you just can't discount somebody because she ain't look like Halle Berry or
she's not conventionally attractive.
Yeah, she ain't looking like your girl Cardi B or nothing like somebody like that.
Again, beauty is relative.
Yeah, it's relative.
Yeah,
so
that was an interesting one.
Yeah, it was. So speaking of BBLs, but I digress. But you want somebody, you want to be able to, have people love you for who you are, or at least know you for who you are. Because again, looks can get you in the door, but who you are, and you got to be clear who you are too. You can't hit me with the I'm still working on myself. Technically, we all work on ourselves. We are constantly a working, piece of work. We always get worked on. But you shouldn't be like, I'm still trying to recover from that trauma I had when I was a kid. Ain't nobody want to hear that. No, if I'm a guy, I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm not trying to deal with that. Because, again, I respect your honesty, but I don't want to deal with that. That's not what I'm looking for right now. I was hoping that you was good to go.
Especially if you're all the way put together.
If you put together, but people use that to hide. Remember the first episode, the 3 masks?
Yes,
the mask that you want everybody to see. The second mask only you see. Well, the family knows, and the third one is you. You try to put that mask on because you're hoping that will get you through a lot of things. And a lot of people do that. They're like, I don't want to do the work.
Get you through a lot of things.
But eventually, it always catch up with you. It's like a movie. It's like, you escaped, you change your name, you move 20 years later. Somebody says, hey, you look like this person you've been looking for 20-some years. You're like, no, that ain't me. So they're like, wait a minute, that is that person. Now you escaped for 20 years, and now
one random person found you.
One random person found you, and now you got to relive that person who's trying to escape. That person who's trying not to be. Hey, I got a new happy life here. I want to be that person. So again, that's when
taking me back to where I was trying to get away from.
I was trying to get away from, and it's like and you got to realize that some people gonna take you there anyway. Some people gonna take you there because of jealousy, envy. Because again, you make something out yourself, and I had nothing to do with it. You didn't tell me. Well, again, this is everybody's walk. Everybody got to take that walk, and and I think once you learn love of self, which is I say this, but a lot of people don't love themselves for whatever reason, and they keep trying to find ways to love themselves because again, somebody has done some damage to your psyche a long time ago, because it didn't happen when you were in your 30s or 20s. It happened when you were little. Somebody said something to you, did something to you that stuck in your head. Prime example: if you're a certain color, let's say you were darker, you back when we was growing up, they treat you differently than if you say you were lighter.
Okay.
Not that you were bad, but your skin color. But that was taught because, again, based on how they were brought up, if you were darker, you couldn't do nothing but be, manual labor or sharecropper or something like that. Didn't expect much from you. But if you were lighter, you could be a teacher, you could be a preacher, you could be any of that because you had that look. Then why can't the darker skinned person, why couldn't the darker kid be that too? But again, you already cut that particular person's, vision of themselves because, told me you can't be nothing better than, you cook well, don't you? Oh, you good. And that happened way back in the day, and that's how a lot of people never really strive. We had people that could have been lawyers and doctors, but just because they got damaged so early, they never strive for it because they didn't think they were good enough. They never loved themselves enough.
Okay.
Or step outside that to say, you know what, I could be better. I could be more than that. Because we know why your parents, your relatives told you that. And you, okay, that's if they know better, they're older than I am, so I'm going to live that life. And they let it be miserable. So it's like you never learn how to love yourself. And I think people need to start really learning how to love yourself, who you are. Because you are different. Nobody's the same. Everybody is perfectly imperfect. So you have to learn to love yourself.
I think that goes directly into knowing yourself.
Oh,
right?
Yep, it does. Because if you don't know yourself, you can't love something you don't know.
That's it.
And we all do a lot of things to cover that because it's easy to have other people love us because they love me. So if I use that love to love myself, when actually that's just.
Ooh, I use that love to love myself.
And this is why you hear, women would take getting beat down, getting choked out. He loved me. Because maybe when they were growing up, maybe their mama got choked out by the man. And she never left.
Right.
So that's got to be a part of love. Love got to hurt sometime. So, if he choked me out, I got to watch my mouth. That's a lesson for me. Watch your mouth because you'll get choked out.
Okay. That's how they carry it.
And that should not be what you should do. You should never let nobody put their hands on you. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let nobody put their damn hands on you.
True that.
I don't care. There's no love. Nobody loves you and chokes the shit out you. And wake next morning and say, girl, I'm sorry. You brought that on me. You brought that on yourself.
It was her fault.
It was her fault. You know how I get when I drink that Cavassier? You know how I get when I come home and got to pay them bills? I'm sorry. I won't do it again until they break your arm. Until they slap you up, choke you out again.
True.
So that side note, don't nobody put their hands on you.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, you have to learn how to love yourself. And we, as a people in general, we don't really teach each other how to love ourselves. We tell the kids how we feed you, we clothe you, we hug you, but it's more than that. You got to show them love. It can't be conditional. It's got to be every day you get up and you just got to hug your kid, kiss them. They may not even like, they get to a point where they're so big, Mom, why you got to keep hugging me? Damn it, I'm going to hug you and kiss you because you can't say that you've never been loved or you don't know what love is.
Right.
So these are things that we have to do as parents and as, people, just hug. Just show someone some love.
So how do you find self-love if you've never seen love?
Well, then you have to do some self-research. You have to delve into that. That means you may have to go to therapy. You may have to read some books. You may have to look at some things because, again, you may be around people who don't love themselves. So you can't ask them, well, how you love yourself? Damn, nigga, I don't love myself.
Or you was perhaps raised in a situation where there just wasn't a loving household.
That is true.
It just was maybe it was just busy,
Busy, everybody working.
Everybody working.
And you have to think about it, back in the day, they didn't really tell you they love you. They said, listen, you got a roof over your head, clothes on your back.
Especially the men.
Oh, yeah. Because, again, you're right. They don't never tell you. It's so crazy. My grandfather was the roughest guy. I mean, worked his ass off, did anything for you, would just be gritty and grimy when it comes to working. But then when I was little, he'll come and hug me, give me a kiss, but he'd be sweating from working hard all day, smoke a cigar, he chilling. But that's him showing, hey, I'm giving you a hug, give you a kiss, boom. Now go on play.
Yeah.
But a lot of people never saw that. They just saw, daddy comes in, daddy brings it. He'll never say he loved me. He'll never give me a hug. He don't do,
No real interaction.
None. So you don't learn it. So
Yes.
to you, it's like, I didn't get it when I was growing up. It's like this is how we operate. No, that's not. That's just what you saw. The reality is, no one really show you love. So now, you as an adult have to find it.
Yes.
That means you have to do therapy. You're gonna have to go outside the box. Go to a therapist, read on it. Do these kind of things that's gonna make you search for how to find love. And you're gonna have to do that because this is not one of those things where you can just, Google it and say, oh, that's how I'm gonna be happy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn yourself, and then you have to understand the steps necessary because it's going to be a new habit that you're going to have to form.
Mm-hmm.
How to love yourself, how to appreciate yourself.
Right. And again, you know this because you're unhappy.
You're unhappy, and after a while, you can only keep painting shit, but for so long. You keep putting a 14 karat gold gloss of shit on top of shit. It's still shit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So you got to learn. Okay, let me just go ahead and really do the work.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that takes doing the hard work outside the norm, and a lot of people just gotta do it. So. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's a continuous thing. It's not easy.
It's not supposed to be easy. That's
No.
why we say, one step at a time. So you just got to start.
You have to start. I think that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
People think that, oh my God, I gotta start the first of the year. My New Year's resolution is I'm gonna be a better person.
Mm-mm. Don't even start on the 1st. Don't start on the Monday. Don't start on the Sunday.
Exactly.
Start on any random given moment.
Random day.
Don't
today,
start in the morning. Start
just
now.
Start today, and get a book. Get a book and write it down, and put it somewhere so every day before you go out the door, open it up and say, "That's my mindset for the day."
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't do it, then it's easy to fall back into what you know.
Right.
Why? Because it's built in.
Yes.
You already know that. So
Yes.
let's do something different. This be uncomfortable every day. Be uncomfortable. Make a little change. Just do a little something for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And don't be uncomfortable all day. We're not saying that.
No.
Get just a little uncomfortable.
A little uncomfortable, and the more you stay uncomfortable, you become more comfortable because now it's a new habit.
Absolutely.
So, and that takes time.
Absolutely.
If you take 21 days and just do the same thing for 21 days, it now become a habit. That's what I read.
Mm-hmm.
Just 21 straight days. Just
Okay.
constantly do the same thing to do better.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes a habit now. You don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like working out. The first day you work out, it's going to be the worst day because everything is going to hurt on you. And next you know, tomorrow, my back hurt, my neck hurt, my arm hurt. Of course it's going to hurt. You haven't worked out in 20 years. Of course it's going to hurt.
Yes.
But if you continue to do that, it gets less and less. And next you know, 2 months is gone.
Now it feels good.
Feels good. You feel great. You look great. And that's all part of getting your mentals and your physical and your emotional and psychological. All that takes work and takes time.
Yeah.
Takes time.
But you feel the happiness now.
You feel happy.
feel
You wake
different.
up. And let me say this. You're going to lose a lot of people
Well,
who are around you.
They weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah, but they made you feel comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you lose them, then you can't question it because when you start to move differently, different things start to happen to you. New people start to come into your life. Old people start to fade away. And that's a good thing because, again, if they're not trying to help you grow, what's the purpose?
Mm-hmm. And you can love people from afar.
Oh, all the time.
There's nothing wrong with that. I love lots of people from afar.
I sure do. But don't call me.
You can call me. We ain't gonna talk for too long. But I'll answer. I say hello.
No,
You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
me, don't call me,
If
don't
my
text
phone
me,
is
no message in the
nearby,
bottle, no
hello,
facts, no
hey.
nothing. Don't Facebook me, don't IG
Facebook
me,
That's
don't
wrong.
nope, nothing.
You can message
Nope.
me to a messenger.
You
I'll
can't,
respond.
no, because that to me is a distraction. What's the purpose of you be talking to you? Your goofy ass is why I was so damn messed up in the first place. I have to blame you because now, yeah, it's like it's your goofy ass that made me and it put me in this bad situation I'm in, and it took me to get my ass out this bad
12
situation.
years to get out.
Yes, took me 12
Keep
years.
messing around with cousin Ronnie.
Leave that Bama alone. Leave Pookie and them alone. Leave them Bams alone. They ain't mean you no good. They don't want you happy anyway. Because they go, oh, he think he better than. No, I'm just happy, nigga. I'm just happy. Can I be happy? So
Hey, they
again,
was just calling to say hello.
yeah. Well,
You
listen,
ain't
text me and I'll hit
answering.
you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, text me because at least I'll text you back. But don't call me.
Yes, just a little something. True.
So, but no, that's what people need to do in order to, like I said, to get to that next level. You have, God damn,
And to stay at that next level. Don't
you
make the changes
have
and the
to.
strides and stay surrounded by the same people and think that your change is going to be, everlasting.
It's not. It's not. And the other thing is, this change is for your life. This is not a change. Oh, I'm good, because every day we change.
Yes.
We change every day. Life is not across the board. It's at an angle. So either you're striving to be better or you're digressing. And if you're digressing, again, based on your situation, if you say, you know what, I'm tired of striving, I'm who I am, you have to be happy with that.
Yeah.
And if you're happy with that, that's cool. They don't expect me to say anything to you because you told me, hey, you happy with who you are. Okay, cool. But if I don't talk to you anymore, why you don't talk to me? Because you are who you are. So, again, I'm going to leave you where you are. So, for our peoples.
It's just the better sometimes.
Yes. Just do better. Take one day. Just take one day. One day and do something different. One little thing. If you eat a whole box of fried chicken, don't eat a whole box of fried chicken. Eat one fried chicken. If you drink a whole gallon of juice, stop that. Drink some water.
small subtle changes.
Just little small subtle
right?
changes. Like,
I like 5 creams and 5 sugars in my coffee. I can maybe go down to 4. Just maybe. A small subtle change. Start small.
Start small.
Yeah. Don't go chasing waterfalls now.
Nope. Don't chase waterfalls. And please, Lord, stop looking at other people's lives. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing. Everybody is living for the gram, which means you ain't living. Because you ever notice the people who really living aren't on the gram? They kind of give you little flashes of what's going on, but they don't really, they're on there every single day telling you, look what I ate.
Yeah.
Look at what I drank. Nobody cares.
Have a real life.
They have a real life. When you're on vacation, enjoy vacation. Don't sit around like, I'm going to take a picture of this and take a picture of that. By the time you take a picture of everything, it's like, what do you do on your vacation other than take pictures? Oh.
Pretty much work the whole vacation.
Yes, showing people. Look, don't
you
wish you was here? Don't you wish I was? No, I don't, because you didn't do anything. I was on vacation. I was chilling.
You got to enjoy my experience, and you didn't even work as hard as I did. Oh. Look at that.
Damn, that's bad. Ooh, wow. On that note, I'm going to have to go ahead and end this little particular conversation. And I hope we left you guys with some work to do. Little things. One little thing. Not nothing big. Little. 21 days. Take a little thing, 21 days, and that now becomes a habit. Little things make big changes in your life overall. So with that, I'm going to leave y'all with that little note. This has been On the Mic with the M.
Auntie.
Peace.